I'm Cora Valadez. I haven't always felt like my story was powerful enough or exciting enough. But over time, I've learned that whatever I choose to submit to God, that becomes my story. And in a previous My Story, I talked about my husband and some of the struggles I went through after he had had a stroke and how I found hope and joy in some of those struggles. Today, though, I wanted to talk about how I learned to have a transformed prayer life and more relationships and connections within the Christian community. Throughout the time I was processing the stroke, I was pretty tender, and even though I had lots of family connections and friendships, I still felt pretty isolated. I actually struggled with anxiety and depression. One of my favorite things to do when I struggle with challenges in life is to write. So I did a lot of writing, and it really helped in the healing journey. But it never really occurred to me that these writings might be beneficial to anybody else. I was able to share some of those writings with friends from church. Once COVID did hit, I was considering whether to share some of these writings with a group of women on Zoom. I had no idea what was in store for me. These women became very dear to me very quickly. We first shared in a study from Nehemiah on the rebuilding of the gates of Jerusalem, and I was just in awe of how God spoke to each of us through this material, certainly not because of the author, but because he's a mighty God. We prayed over each other. We even supported one member through cancer, and it meant the world to me. God doesn't want just average, ordinary lives for any of us. He wants us to live lives that overflow into each other's lives. This is a little snippet from one of the studies I wrote. Jesus gave me his life that I might experience this endless supply. So I will choose to live in the overflow, overflowing with gratitude, praise, love, anointing, and glory. I will overflow until he returns or takes me home, and eternally thereafter.